Home there, sitting just in behind the kitty. Well done there, mate. In case Gary wants to attack it and go big at it, so go big at it. So he's got that covered. So Gary now got to change his weight. We're just getting everything back to normal. We just had a little bit of a hiccup with things, ladies and gentlemen, and Robbie Allen, of course, is doing a superb job getting us back on track with everything. So
the fairies in the sky. It wasn't anything to do with Robbie.
No, it's definitely nothing to do with Robbie. It's definitely
got a problem with this reception.
Just at the moment. So obviously something with the internet just in the area at the moment, but he's frantically just about got us back to normal now.
So Gary's played his bowl. I think he's going to be a bit heavy, is he?
Looks that way, coming in nicely though. Look at this. I tell you what, he's not going to be far away.
No idea.
Well, how close is that? Just see any indication from the marker. He's a very experienced marker.
I'd say definitely Corey's got one, I'd say, from that.
From here it looks like Corey shot, doesn't it? So.
Anyway, back on, guys. Send us your likes and shares. Thank you for sticking with us. So, Corey's played this very well. He's planted these two bowls. Oh, great bowl.
Beautiful bowl there.
Wonderful bowl. 2 shots.
Yep.
Well done. He makes it 4-all. Great bowl that. That was a top bowl.
Yes, that's for sure. Apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen. We had a bit of a technical issue where everything fell out, but we're back on track now, and all looking good. And big thank you to Robbie for getting us back, and that's your fact. Just as Robbie got us back on air, his beloved wife's come on to say hello.
Thanks, Julie.
Thanks, Julie. I don't have to tell you, Jules, I'm not even telling you what he had for lunch today. You already know.
Yep, he had a green salad
with veggies.
With veggies and probably a nice piece of chicken or something like that.
Yes, he's on a bit of a health kick at the moment, Julie.
Yep.
Doing very well too. He's doing a fantastic job for us, that's for sure.
Well, he didn't stop having his a wheat bix with all his sugar this morning. He did very well. He bought in a pound of sugar. I said, "Why'd you buy all that?" He said, "Oh, it might last."
See Corey here just coming down, trying to set this back bowl of his.
This is a good bowl.
Yeah, great bowl there by Corey. Holding 2 shots there, just trail the kitty foot or so come to a beautiful home. But then again, it's left it very open too for Gary.
Nice little target to roll off there.
Yeah, just sit this, just plain to reach it.
That's his bowl. It's under that. Oh, he's going to get a rub off his front. Oh. Well, when you're up, anything can happen. I think Corey...
No, one blue, so Gary got shot out of that.
Don't be mistaken with the blue bowl and that. They have red and blue discs.
Yes.
So that's what's indicated, but in this case, they also wear red and blue shirts, so you know who's up and down with the colour disc from the shirt they're wearing.
Another beautiful bowl there by Corey Wedlock.
These guys are going neck and neck here. That's great.
Oh, it's a pleasure to watch, isn't it? It really is. Front row seats. That's for sure. Aaron Wilson, good to have you on board, Aaron. G'day, Jenny, watching from Hamilton, Victoria. Great to have you on board. Mel Robbo, good to see you back on air again.
So
Alan Videy, you can't blame Robbie, mate. No way in the world. Hey, Robin McPherson. And Jenny.
It's interesting that the Irish delivery style, isn't it? Jeremy's similar.
Yes, no, that's for sure.
Yeah,
they have that round arm action, and
you look at it and think it's very unco, but I tell you what, they're far from it.
well, there's a good bowl there by Gary too. That'd be pretty close to shot there, I think. So, be very close anyway. So, they're having a pretty good look at it. So, I'm sure they probably got a pretty general idea on who's got shot there, Bob. That's for sure. So we see what type of shot Corey plays. He's played 3 great bowls down here on his forehand, but may change to the backhand to try and just hit that bowl through the head.
G'day, Sarah from Numurkah. Yeah, it's right on the border there. There should be an old FJ engine sitting in the river near Numurkah that I chucked out when it blew up. So
Oh my God, father, there we
something
go.
like 1968 or something. It was.
Yeah, they had motor vehicles back then.
Thank you.
It's all right for us young blokes.
Yeah.
Too close to call, says the marker, so it's a measure. So there you go. Corey a bit wide with his bowl, but with that though, he's got pretty good backward. So
Yeah, he's got a good little guide there with Gary's bowl being basically jack high. He gives him a good indicator where his length is too.
we zoom in there. So Gary, of course, got it coming down the back end. He's just got to scoot around this bowl of Corey's.
He's done that. He's on a great line here.
He certainly is.
He's
Just
gonna
going to pull
short.
up.
Damn.
Just going to
I
pull
thought
up.
that was in. That'll be my fault. Sorry, Gary.
Yes. Must be
Hey,
close.
Ben. Thanks for watching, buddy. Yep.
Looks like Corey from here.
You got a lovely leg. I don't know.
Pretty close by the looks of this.
If he goes again, it'll be umpire.
Yeah.
Yep, you have a go.
No, it's just that shot.
Yep.
That's unbelievable with these guys. They're just, you know.
Look at it. Yep. Oh, well.
Ben Slater says, great camera work, Robbie.
Don't praise him up too much.
No, we don't, mate. Trust me.
Can't afford it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Brett Wilkie on board. Hey, Diane, great to have you on board.
Peter Williams is back from Mexico. He's back on.
Ryan Best is watching. Peter Bryan. How are you, Peter? Watching from Bow Desert, no doubt. Lovely part of the world. We see a beautiful opening bowl here from Corey, playing his backhand there and just trailed the kitty. Absolutely lovely starter there, Bob.
Beautiful.
Gary playing his forehand, and you can see the wind there, ladies and gentlemen, just coming down the green. Makes it a little bit difficult for the players. They're playing into the breeze one way and, of course, coming back with the breeze the other way. So.
Yeah.
And Beverly's back too, from the Earl Haven Retirement Village.
Just in the green next to us, we got Tash is up 5-3, and we've got next game is also 3-5, but we're not sure who's on there. Oh, Ray Pearce and Jeremy Henry. Jeremy's up 5-3 on Ray. And we've got. I'll read the names.
Ellen Ryan.
Ellen, is it?
Yes, Ellen Ryan.
And Kelly's,
Six.
yeah,
And Kelly,
6-2
6-2.
to Ellen.
To Ellen over Kelly. And, of course, on the next rink.
Aaron Shearer's 4-2 up on Mr. Lester there, so
over Barry.
his plan's working at the moment at this stage.
And Chloe Stewart
4, 1-2.
Karen Murphy, I
Karen
think she's
Murphy,
playing in the last
yes,
game.
Karen Murphy.
Chloe definitely got a bit of a silver touch at the moment, as we see Corey holding 3 shots here. Third shot, fair way behind, but it's a good covering bowl there as far as Corey was concerned. Gary just
is in
looking
the area.
very close with this one.
That'll be nearly second shot.
Yep, definitely not quite shot. Second shot for sure, though, Bob. That's for
Yep.
sure.
Hey, Nugget. Glad to watching, mate.
Hey, Nugget. How are you, mate? You coming down tomorrow to see your buddy play? In actual fact, Bob, I've got a bit of a hint that I've been told that Robbie Allen's been leading for Ryan Bester in the pennant season. I've got a funny feeling Ryan's just using Robbie's line these days, mate. Is there any truth in that rumour, mate? I thought Nugget might be able to come on board with this one, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
Corey,
Corey. Couple out of that.
he made 2 out of that. I'm sure Nugget would be able to let us know because he'd be frantically watching everybody else's rink except for his own. I see Corey just made contact with his front bowl there and just
so opportunity here to convert this. Having a reaching shot, not a full-bladed drive, but a reaching shot, and he's got. Tell you what, he's played this pretty well. You can get the kitty here. Yes.
Yeah, great bowl, 3 shots.
How good.
Great bowl there by Gary Kelly, that's for sure.
Well played. And see that he's just firing that down, straight down the line. He's,
absolutely beautiful bowl there.
Big secret there is I'm watching all these guys driving. They don't move their head. Their head just dead still.
There's some breaking news, mate. Some breaking news from Nugget. I'll be down tomorrow, haha. Robbie has been carrying Ryan.
Oh.
So that's breaking news.
Ryan didn't tell me that when I was having a chat with him before.
Thanks a lot, Sean. It'd be great to see you, mate. We've got Gary just shorting the ends up here, Bob. Just breaking it up a little bit, so makes it a little bit interesting.
Yeah, it's good.
He's playing his backhand here. Gary coming away from the club rooms. Yeah, not a bad first up bowl, just in behind the kitty, probably about 18 inches through, so not bad at all. Ryan Burnett, one of Broadbeach's finest.
Scotsman.
And what a commentator. What a commentator.
Well, they're the Scottish Roy and HG.
All I can say is wishing you were here. yes, he says. That's ever so true, Bob.
They're good, those boys.
They certainly are, my friend.
Really good.
Love their bowls, mate, like we all do. We just love our bowls. And why wouldn't you enjoy this great game? See Gary just trying to draw up to Corey's bowl. I think he's just going to drop under this.
Slip under it, yep.
Yeah,
beautiful weight.
Beautiful weight, and good little catchment home there too. So
he's watching from Burnie. It's going to be damn cold down there today, I'd say, because it's cool enough here today.
It's cool enough here, that's for sure. So Corey playing his second bowl, just trying to punch his own bowl, just snuck around it, but he's got he's in a pretty good home there, best backward. So
he would have liked to have stopped
I think so.
than that in between the two bowls. Blue bowls. However, easy for us to say up here.
Never lost a game from up here, mate, I'll tell you that right now.
Hasn't helped my selection much.
We see Gary playing a nice bowl here. He's just going to sit.
Push, he's push,
just pull up short. Beautiful line there, though, right on the line. Can't ask for better than that. Just needed just a tad more weight, that's all.
Yeah. Aaron's going all right, Owen. Going all right.
Yes, no, that's for sure. Corey just again right on the line, just pulling up probably about 2.5 foot short. So, Gary can attack this if he really wants to, but
he's just got to land on his own, I think, push through.
Well, he can. Yeah, he's definitely got a couple of options on that here, that's for sure.
If he could slice part of that kitty, or part of the jack, he could make 2, maybe 3. So
no, that's for sure.
Just with this other interesting match that's on with Aaron Sheriff, he's 4-2 up at the moment against
Barry Lester,
and I think Barry's just had a drive. Oh no, it was Aaron's had a drive. So I'd say, yep, Barry's just picked up one.
Yeah, Gary trying to draw this one here, but I think he's just going to be a little bit short. Jeez, he's on a beautiful line, too.
Another couple of feet.
A couple of feet, and he was there.
Not happy with that one.
No, not happy at all. But anyway.
An opportunity, actually.
I'm sure he'll get over it.
Going to have to.
Yeah, good on you, Craig, coming up to support. That's really good. G'day, Jenny and Jan.
See what we can do here. Yep.
Oh,
false start.
Nearly had an air swing there, mate.
Yeah, I'm not sure why.
Come very close.
And someone walking up in front of him, I think, in the upper end.
Christine, I can assure you, Madeira, it is very cool down here today. It's nothing like the last few days where it's been absolutely warm.
Well, it's probably a normal winter's day for us, but we've been spoiled.
Oh, we've been spoilt rotten this winter, that's for sure, as we see
Corey
just running through there slightly.
Yep.
So
One shot to him.
yeah, that's for sure.
So makes the score 7-6 to Corey. See next door, one of the girls just picked up 4 shots. So just seeing who that was. Yeah, I think it might have been. See score there now. Makes it 7-6. I think it was Tash got the 4 shots there, so that's good. Good close game there. So Corey's first bowl. Good weight, just slipped underneath. He's you can see those flags are just starting to swing around again from the seaward side, which is from right to left on the screen. So Gary's got a nice bowl here. This has got the weight. He's got a little beat shot, but he's still a couple of feet out. Their correction in the boys here and girls has been amazing with their able to correct that 10/10. So as you can see here, Corey's just knew his line to get a bit more weight. Great result. So
look out. Dad's coming to watch tomorrow.
yep. So we're joined by Aaron Tees. Hey mate.
Hello, how you going?
Good buddy, good. Had a good morning?
Yeah, not too bad, yeah.
Looking all right on the Richter scale there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well done.
lucky
Well
enough
done.
to get through.
Yep, real good. So Corey's going pretty well here. He's had a few unlucky shots, but he's just starting to find his straps, I think. He's got a great bowl
Yeah, I think
here.
this will be a good game.
Great bowl here.
Yeah.
Great bowl. How's that? Good stuff. So between this and Aaron Chervis' game is going to be interesting for the section.
Yeah.
Aaron, I think, needs probably a win of 8 or 10 to make a difference, but it sort of just depends what happens with this game as well with Corey.
Well, Gary Kelly got his
Or
own
Gary
bowl out
Carroll.
clean.
Gary,
somehow.
yeah, took it out then.
Well, I think Gary's home, isn't he?
yeah,
Yep.
he's okay. He wasn't happy with that.
No. So much for luck of the Irish.
Yep. We were just talking about the Irish delivery. They're all
Yeah.
the same, aren't they? Off the mat, and I think probably because of the heavier greens they've been used
I was
to.
thinking that myself, yeah, because we just got back from the UK not long ago, and
have to
they-
adopt a similar dish.
there's a few different deliveries.
Yeah. Did you find you had to adapt yours or just play more?
Yeah,
weight?
no, I certainly had to adapt it.
Yeah.
I had to stand probably a little bit more upright,
Yeah,
lunge
yeah.
through it. Yeah, found that a little bit easier to reach.
Yep.
Because my delivery that I use now, I just constantly drop short, and
Yep.
you'd think you'd give it more and you weren't quite getting there. So yeah, I just ended up with a bit more upright delivery and
Yeah.
just get through it a bit more.
So, with your coaches and that, do they pick all that up and give you that advice, or you just pick it up yourself? Or is it a
No,
bit of
they're
both,
normally
you
pretty
know?
good. You know, you got Gaza
Yep.
and Glass
Yep.
are over there. Yeah,
Yeah.
they pick it up. They
You having a good look today?
yeah.
I don't know if they're making notes when you were playing, mate. I wasn't sure, you know.
Hope not.
Oh, Gaza was flat out. He had to get another pen. He was working hard.
Another short one for Teasy. Big cross.
No, you did well, mate. You did well. Very good. I tell you what, Corey's in good place here. This is an important bowl for him. And surely,
Well, I think-
is he going to go the drive?
Yeah, he's going for it.
Wow. Tell you what, he's got the edge. Oh no, he one out. I thought he had it then. Yep. He's still 2. Yeah, 2 shots. Hey, Kay Nelson, thanks for watching, mate. Rob McCauley is watching as well. Jade. Buddy. So, you've got UBC?
UBC coming up, yep.
Next week, isn't it? Next week.
Yeah, come up real quick.
Week. Yep. Down to nice, warm old sunny Melbourne.
Oh, it's going to be freezing. Freezing.
Deer Park too. Oh, yeah. You'll be right.
Can we get Glasson in the Gets box? Oh, thanks, mate. Huh? I've only just got here. They want me gone. Trade in for Glasson.
No, you're right. You're right. He'll swap ring. He'll come in later on. I think after the game. I think he wants to watch the playing.
Fair enough.
So it's gone pretty quick this tournament, even though I think for us it's all been action packed. It seems to have gone fast the whole period. Well, different for you guys. You're playing so many games on a day. But how do you think the new format's looking?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah,
it is a lot of downtime for the players, but I think for the spectators it's a lot better.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And the comments have been the same. They've been able to watch so many different bowls and different games and matches, and every game's a quality game. It's just magnificent. So you can just see it all. You're not running from one rink to another green to another. And
yeah, that's exactly right.
So I think hats off to Turles for thinking of coming up with that one. It's a great.
He's a good operator.
Oh yes, he's always thinking about it. No, it's shot maybe 2 shots to Corey there. Not sure of that back bowl of Gary's. So, yeah, uncharacteristic shot for him.
Well, Corey seemed to find this rink pretty well last time, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He had this side of the green off pat. So he's opportunity here. He's holding 2. He's a bit of insurance there. Look at it. Not sure if you wanted that much insurance there.
Phil means good swap. Drop off, mate. Give us a spell.
Yeah, cheeky buggers. Here we go. Okay.
This is something I've noticed with a lot of the players. See, they've been coming down a lot with their third bowl and having a look at the head. Normally, Gary doesn't normally do that. Corey certainly doesn't do that. But this tournament, they've all seemed to do it.
Well, just making sure it's, I guess they want to confirm it themselves too.
Yeah,
because
true.
we've nothing against the markers whatsoever, but they just want to make sure the situation they've been given, and when it's easy to measure, you need to go and have a look, and make sure he's got 2 shots.
Yep.
But,
that's what's so good about this live stream, isn't it? Look, you got someone from Perth, someone from Wales.
All over.
Join in from everywhere, don't they?
Yeah. We've had them from Mexico. We've had them from the States.
Oh, really?
Yep. Had them from the States. We've had them from Bali, South Africa, Malaysia, everywhere around Australia, of course. All over
pretty good, isn't it?
UK, Wales and Ireland. So there's not many left, is there?
Yeah.
We did have one once when, trying to think where it was, Robbie. Afghanistan or somewhere it was, I don't know. Wasn't it? Israel, we get Israel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, Zimbabwe. Some places have only got sand. I just wonder what they play bowls on.
Bocce.
Here's a good bowl here from Gary.
He's going to go through
He's
the
going to
hole.
go through.
Yeah.
Oh, he needed the rub. Oh. So, 2 shots, Corey.
Yeah.
Take him up to 10-7. So it's not a mini break there.
Couldn't agree more, Christine. So I was talking to Disco about it because he's got the half-halves.
Yeah.
And when I was playing him, they to me, they just flicker, and I find it really hard. But he said that once he got used to using them, it really helps, judge the weight.
Yeah, I heard that. Now, who was it? Jeff Maskell was telling me. He said that he when he's approaching the head, he'll count the numbers, and he knows the distance between the flicks. So he can go and say 1, 2, 3, and then he can say, well, that's 18 inches, you know, or whatever.
I guess if you could get used to it, it is a fair advantage for you, isn't it? Because
too much maths involved.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. But it sort of nearly puts your opponent off and can work in your favour, I suppose.
Yeah. Still got to be able to put it there, though.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Exactly right.
So that's possibly one to Gary, I'm not sure. Yeah. So Corey's going to drop. Got to drop. Have a look. Yeah, it's okay. On to Gary. He's corrected this. Yeah, it's a good bowl here.
Yeah, not bad.
Good bowl. Handy spot. Oh.
Sort of out there playing a little bit carefree, and he knowing that he's definitely made the top two, like he's through.
A little bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
No. No, Aaron's going there. So Aaron Sheriff against Mr. What's his score?
Oh, I can't see from here. Ellen's.
I think it's. Just done the score change now. I'll wait for someone to get out of the way. I'll tell you. There we go. 6-5 in favour of Aaron. One shot. So.
Oh, good shot there from Gary. He's always somewhere in the area, Gaz.
Yes. Yep. Just bring a score update at the end of this end, folks, so you can see what's happening at the other games. So, Corey's got a, you would think, a mountain of room to draw.
Oh.
Jeez.
He only got the trail for 2 there, but I think he was just trying to draw.
I think he could have shot at the moment. It's hard to tell on that angle.
Doesn't look very impressed.
Okay, what are we going to do here?
He's on a safe line. He needs dead weight if he wants to count.
Needs to drop.
Sailed through.
Too big.
Oh, 2. 2 to Gary. Well, that was a free kick.
Yeah.
Going Biggin.
So, the map pretty well right back. Here's Cameron Johnson's watching us from Scotland. Let's have a look at the scores here. Yeah, Tasha's is 7 to. Trying to read that.
9-7 in favour of Carlo over
Carla,
Beck Van
yes.
Ash. Yep.
9-7.
Thank you, John.
Ray Pearce 7 to Jeremy Henry 10.
And we have Marker.
Yep. There's 5 all now.
6-5,
6-5, beg your pardon. 6-5 from Aaron Sheriff, up 1 on Barry Lester. And
6-5
is up 6-5 Murphy to Chloe. So see, Corey's just drawn got a chalky there.
The other scoreboard that we couldn't quite see, it is Ellen Ryan, 9-5
Yeah, it's a nice little hit
in front of Kelly.
9-5, was it?
9-5 in favour of Ellen, yep.
Okay, just had a dead end there. Gary killed the end.
He never misses too many.
That's yours. Got to be one of your mates. We've just got a viewer watching, and unfortunately the comment's not in English, so we're not able to decipher that. So whoever you are, thank you. Whatever you've said.
Yeah, that's I've got nothing.
You're supposed to be well educated. Come on. Greenkeeper's you. Oh dear. Lost for words there for a minute.
Well, look at that.
Great,
Straight after a drive.
great start. Yeah, that's a beautiful bowl. Well,
Someone's liked it. They know what they're talking about.
could be saying anything. There we go. So Corey's drawn a shot there, I believe. Concentrate again. In the right line here, Gary.
Yeah,
He's got the
just
line.
going to turn his own up,
Just
is he?
going to come under it.
Oh,
Oh, good effort. He's still one down, I think.
he's opened it up.
Well, he's still holding one. Yeah. Okay. Pretty much either way here for him.
Yeah.
you
Wouldn't be
reckon?
surprised if he goes big
Yeah.
again, to be honest. Just
Yeah.
tries to pot the
Plant
jack
his
or-
own.
Yeah.
I'm going to think about it. Shot to play. Yep, he's playing that. Certainly playing it with the weight he wants. That's looking good so far.
Yeah.
Just plant your own.
Oh.
Half a bowl, if that. He hasn't wasted any time. Fill the hole up. Yeah, good
Pretty
bowl.
good.
Very good bowl. Yeah, good bowl. So did
Get a
Gary's
bit
bowl
unlucky.
stay on at the back? I think it did.
Yeah.
So he's
Well, that's close. Doesn't want another bad result.
got
He
his
will
own
not
bowl.
be
Ah,
Oh.
well,
happy. Oh, it's fallen in.
yes.
I got shot out of that.
Thanks, Al, for watching, mate. Share it off with all your people. I know you've got a cast of thousands that follow your website, or your Facebook, sorry. There's Jeffrey Maskell watching. Just been talking about you,
Yeah,
mate.
his ears have been burning.
And thanks, Christine.
Oh.
Did everything but got the shot then. You won. So, one to carry. All tied up. Couple of metres up off the tee. Three-quarter length. Doesn't seem to mix it up much, so Gary keeps his, or he has been keeping a similar length most of the time.
Yeah, he likes to keep sort of that natural delivery going, you know what I mean? Like, so a little bit shorter, he'd be feeling like he's pulling it up.
Stay in the rhythm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rob, yes. Gary Kelly will be a definite semi-finalist appearance. And you've got Ryan Bester and Aaron Tees as well. There's just one more spot up for grabs, which is between probably Corey Wedlock and Aaron Sheriff, I think.
I think Aaron, as he said, he had to get in by 8 or 10 shots. Well, he's only one shot up at the moment. So it's,
I think even if Sheriff gets up by 8, but Corey beats Gary
by 3 or 4.
I think even if Corey wins by 1, he tops it because his margin's better.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if Corey goes down by a 2 or 3, he'd probably still be in there because if Aaron doesn't win by 10 or
yeah.
Yeah,
last game against Gary really hurt Jeremy.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. With tie interpretation. Someone here, Anton, thank you. I trust you're right, and I wouldn't know if you're telling me fibs.
Look, there's Matty Elal.
Nong Chick has played with him. There you go. Thank you for that.
Matty Elal's joined in. Gave him a little bit of a plug the other day with his EXP watches.
Yeah. Good stuff. So, sorry we can't read Thai, but we appreciate your comment. Gary's having a bit of a look at this.
That looks,
reaches.
I don't think he's there.
No, he's not. Really beautiful line. Just 2.5 feet he wanted. I don't think the green slowed down that much. It slowed a bit, but it doesn't seem to be. How have you found it? Did you find it different to yesterday?
I found it slower today than yesterday.
I thought it was with the cloud cover and everything else. But, it's going to be... Unless it's changed all that much again since they had the break, I'm not sure. So, always an opportunity here. Make it 3.
Yep.
And he has. Well done. So, takes him 13-10. Good end for him. Any multiple's a good end in this game.
Yeah, that's right, yep.
So, shorter end.
Nathan Dawson, old pants, joining in. Not even going to, good on you. Funny man. TT, I'll give you TT, mate. Inside joke there. I'm not happy with him.
Right, okay. We'll leave it at that.
Oh, it's not.
No, it's okay. Don't go.
No, it's nothing bad. It's bad for me.
Ah, right, okay.
Making fun of me.
They wouldn't do that. They're bowling mates.
Oh,
Come
they
on,
love it.
Come on. Bowls guys don't take fun out of everyone. Yeah, good reply there for Gary. Only Robbie. We're allowed to take out of Robbie. We will lead for Iron Bester. I tell you, that's what the penalty you pay. He's a nice bowl. Oh, bad luck. It was a good bowl, though. Good bowl. Good position. He's going to die a bit high. There you go. Scott's asking you, what are you going to do for preparation tomorrow?
Uh,
I don't know that you're
Probably-
really going to tell you.
I'll have a nice healthy dinner and go to bed around about 8.
Yeah, right. That's the real. That's the answer Glass wants to hear. Okay. What's the real answer? Casino.
I don't know. Don't know yet.
All to be worked out. Thanks, Al. Glad you share 'em, mate. We'll be giving you, Rod, just to answer your question, the ladies' semis and the likes. We'll have all that at the end of this session, I believe. I think Turles will come and give us who's playing who, where. We'll probably be streaming the ladies' semi first up while the men's are on, and then do a swap over. But we'll be looking to have another camera on board to be able to cover both, maybe on the green.
How did Joe finish up? Did she finish up undefeated?
I believe so.
It's unreal, isn't it?
Yeah. So Stuart Murphy, 7-all. $7-5 to the blue shirt. Not sure you can't see.
Oh.
8-6. Turned it wrong way. There you go. Aaron 8. Barry 6. Ryan 10 to hang on, just watch this bowl of Corey's coming in. Good bowl. Lovely bowl. So Kelly's 8, yes, sorry, it was 8-6. Ray Pearce is 13 to Jeremy 14 now. Jeremy's picked up there. Tash is 7. And Christina was this bowl. Oh, great
reply,
great
isn't it?
effort, wasn't it? 13-7. Tash is down. Yeah, Brian, we don't push Robbie too much. We know he got named in the Queensland's old boys side, but he's had to wear a pork pie hat today. His head's got a bit bigger. He's doing well. Doing well. No one else was available. A bit like Chris Leveve. They had to bring him in from New Zealand because he's living over here at the moment.
Oh, look, here's for a shot.
Look at that.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, well done. 2 shots. Sorry, Chris. Robbie told me to say that. Hey, we're going to have a little swap in the commentary. Oh, I thought we were going to have the Lurch come in for a while. No? Well, he's just playing waiter. Lurch has decided, no, I've finished work. I've done the greens. I'm down here to have a look.
That's a reply from Corey Wedlock.
Excellent bowl. 2 down.
We might see something a little bit similar from Gary, I think, trying to set the bowl again.
Yeah, he's got it there. And he's got the little one at the back there. Got a chance if he sits this out.
Quick look, I thought he was tight.
He's got the weight, though, I think, to come around that. If he's got that bowl, rub off that. Oh, kitty.
Oh, I don't think he done enough for shot, did he?
No. Yeah. Hard to say.
Oh, he put the paddle up, did he?
Haven't seen it.
Yep, one blue.
One
Yep.
blue. Well,
Well, he's close to both here, is he?
got his own.
Oh.
Oh, well. Okay, one to Gary. 13 all. So Jeremy's up a couple here. He's got 15 to 13 on Ray Pierce. Jeremy's put it on the jack, and on the kitty, and then Ray's duly killed it.
It's been some really good matchups, hasn't there?
Yeah.
Another great opener.
Good starter. Yeah. So after UBC, what's next?
Yeah, my little schedule here somewhere. Oh, Rory Wedlock.
It's all over it.
I got UBC from the 14th to the 17th.
Yep.
I got the Australian Indoor Singles from the 25th to the 29th.
Yeah, back up here.
Coming back to, and then staying here at Tweed for the Greg Kelly fours.
Good.
Yep. And then the five-a-side at Broadbeach. Back home in New South Wales for the state pairs.
So who are you with in the fives?
It'll be myself, Corey Wedlock, Jeremy Henry, Jesse Narona and Brendan Aquilina.
Couldn't you pick a better side than that?
It was going to be Gary Kelly, but he's back home.
Is he?
He's going back to Ireland for a little bit. He's got a wedding on. He's the best man there, so.
No, excuses.
Yeah.
Excuses. That's good. Good side. Good side. Excellent. So, Corey's just drawn a bomb here. Scott, you've been reading our minds. Yes, we need a drone for overhead shots, but there's a few restrictions involved. One is the noise the players will be not happy with, but we're working on that as well. And the other is that Robbie hasn't got a pilot's licence, so he's going to drive from
tight.
Oh, that's under. Bit of a steer on that one. Probably committed to kill again if you can. Looking for that. Plant that second shot if you can. If he misses again, he's looking at 3.
Oh, this looks in the area.
Tell you what, he's on the mark. Oh, good bowl. Lovely bowl. Do you go again?
Yeah, I think so.
You're right. Got the front. Wow. So he's 2 and 1 to come. Here's a free kick coming up.
Yeah, I'd have to back Corey in to make this one
Same. No, it's not a silly comment about the drones. We've thought about it. Don't you worry. It's just a matter of getting the technology right, and believe it or not, now the licensing for these things is a little more restrictive than they used to be. So, it's something that's been toyed with. Australian Open, SBS, I think it was, they used the drone for a while. So, it's just got to be sorted.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Brian. Brian's back.
Mate, what great insight when you get these great players come in and do a bit of commentary for us, mate. Isn't it?
It is.
Isn't it fantastic? And we've got another special guest commentator just starting to make his way.
Got the big boy coming over, have we?
Yes, we certainly have.
Okay. Good stuff.
We're going to do a bit of an interview with one of our legends of the game.
Yep. So
where's the winners and previous winners?
Yep.
As we've got
We won't say who it is. We'll just say how many times he's been in it and how many times if he's won it. Has he ever won it?
Oh, yes, he certainly has. Mate.
Way back in, it only started in '86. You sure that he wasn't before then?
Yes, no, he's won it a few times. So.
Well, we can give him a hint. He got into the finals in '92.
92.
And must have been a pretty weak field in '95 because he actually won that.
He won it, beat a reasonable type of a player. So
It was a also-ran player he played. Then he slipped back a bit and come second in '96.
Yeah, it's going to be our next commentator.
Yeah,
So.
now he comes second again in '98.
As we see a good-looking bowl here by Corey Wedlock once again, holding one very good shot.
Oh, he's drawing well, Corey. He's just playing a gem of a game.
Absolutely, playing fantastic.
Bit of a target going on here now.
What a magnificent bowl, that's for sure.
So he's 16-12 up, and I just thought, nice little.
It's his next bowl, just pulling up a bit short. G'day, Dale McWhinney. How are you, mate? Alan Law.
Smacked in a blocker.
Blocker on, yes. John Andrews. Annie and Poppy. Hope you're enjoying the telecast. And Scott.
So he needs a little swinger here now.
Dennis says
I don't
hello.
think it's going to let go. It's not going to let go.
Going to let go, no. So,
couple down.
Couple down there, that's for sure.
Hard to get that out of there.
Very hard to get out. With that bowl there, you've got to play basically a bit of a swinger there,
That's
mate, don't you? You know what I mean?
He had the weight, but he's just a bit too wide.
Yeah.
It's a bit too wide. Yep.
We've had some great winners of this great event over the years.
Yep. Yeah, John, spider cams are an option too, but big cables required. Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have a little rest, and
we've got a very special commentator coming in here, ladies and gentlemen, and it's someone coming in with a hell of a lot of knowledge and previous winner of this event, an absolute legend of our game, and it's with great pleasure that we welcome Steve Glasson on board. G'day, Steve.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks for that lovely warm welcoming too. It's and I do mean warm because it's actually quite cool here. I'm feeling warmer in this environment already. So,
mate, it's a very cool day from what we've been used to the last few days, Steve. But mate, the quality of bowls has just been absolutely incredible though the last few days, and today hasn't dropped one little bit.
They've assembled Wayne Turley and his crew assembled just a magnificent field yet again for this, what is, Australia's most prestigious invitation singles. There's no doubt about that. Gary Kelly on the attack here is very good again.
That's a great bowl by Gary. Still probably one down, but as you said.
Stiff.
Now, Steve, been a previous winner and runner-up a couple of times, and I see there.
A long time ago,
mate, you beat your very good friend of yours, Kelvin Kirko, back in 1990.
Oh, it might have been more good luck than good management, perhaps.
95, I think it says there.
Yeah. I think we're all using brown bowls in those days, of brown shoes and things like that. So,
mate, I remember those days myself, my friend.
Yeah,
but listen, just for as you know, we're having a lot of viewers out there. We've got over 550 viewers there, or 450, I should say, at the moment. A lot of these players just play social bowls. Now, you having great experience on the world scene, how do these players prepare for such an event like this when you know you've got 3 or 4 big days of bowls, right, on the green, off the green, on the green? So how do you mentally prepare yourself?
I think, without getting too technical, and look at this opening bowl from
beautiful
Corey
bowl
Wedlock
by Corey
again.
Wedlock.
He's playing so well.
Oh, isn't he? What?
It's been a really chaotic season the last couple of months when we look at things just as an example and forgetting, we're taking even, say, Gold Coast district titles out and everything, but you've got, Australian Open, Asia Pacific Games. We've just returned from the UK Tour, New South Wales Pennant Finals.
Absolutely.
All manner of things. So have a look at this for you. They're sizzling, these boys.
Oh, absolutely, mate. It's a fantastic game.
So for a number of these guys, the preparation's been vastly different. We've had some that didn't go to the UK. They've actually had a bit of a spell.
Yep.
There's been some that have just bowled non-stop, say Aaron Wilson as an example, non-stop. And some will need a break after this. So the preparation's all been different, but clearly it's very important that they come into this event feeling good, because you've got to play well in this event to try and actually perform. It's a world singles final every time you get out there, basically.
Well, that's ever so true, but I mean, a lot of these people really don't know how to prepare mentally even for a game. So let's face it, Steve. Next year we're going into a World Cup year with just the pinnacle, really. I mean, you got the Commonwealth
Corey
Games.
Wedlock, Bear Jack.
What a great
Thank you very
bowl.
much. Never looked like missing it.
And I mean, next year being a huge year also too, particularly with the World Cup and that, and these players, as we have slow action replay here, mate, we can just sit
How
back
good
and
is
watch
this?
it again.
Congratulations, fellas, on your introduction to us. I was reluctant to come in because you're doing such a great job. I don't want to deter from what you're doing, but look
mate.
at this on the backhand. Jack clean. Thank you very much. That's how it's done, ladies and
Yeah, it
gentlemen.
is. But mate, it's amazing. Like even the last couple of days, Steve, we've had people watching from Moscow,
That's fabulous.
from
isn't it?
Russia.
Yes,
we've had
yeah.
them like all the way around the world.
You-
England,
you-
Wales, of
you
course,
will
Scotland.
draw a shot.
Yes, that's absolutely true.
yeah.
But it's just trying to give the just the average bowler out there just a little bit of insight that and that's the absolute. I take my hat off to all of the elite players and yourself being the Australian coach. You're so giving of your time to this great game of ours, and like to us in the commentary team, it makes it so much easier on us that we can pass on your knowledge to our average bowler out there. Like, I mean, they're not all world champions, mate. We're all trying to be.
Yeah, look, it's a great game, and I think that's one of the fantastic things about the sport is that our elite players, they're very accessible as well. So and they're willing to do that. I mean, they're not. There's no egos. I mean, they've got to have confidence in their own ability. But you're talking about wonderful people. I think that's really important. So they're exceptional at what they do on the green, but they're also just really good grounded people off the green. So. They all get along sensationally well. They mix in each other's company, but they put the boots on and go out and try and beat the living daylights out of one another in a
which is wonderful.
a decent way. Yeah,
which is wonderful. Like, I mean, it's always good to have that very strong competitive nature, and just to see the way the way they respect each other on the green, though, Steve, is a credit to them. Their behaviour, they pick up each other's bowls when they can. They will acknowledge a good bowl.
Well, there's been a few high fives and things for shots played, and you don't often see that in a lot of sports. When you're going head to head. So there's acknowledgement of a great shot. The little things that get me, I mean, that I really enjoy seeing is when they finish a game. And especially, the Jackaroos, I'm a bit biased, but they'll walk all the way down the other end and thank the scoreboard attendant.
Yeah,
things
which
like
is
that,
fantastic,
And that's what makes them just extraordinary, really.
Yeah.
So they should be very proud of their efforts and the way they conduct themselves on and off the green. And look, no one's perfect, but gee, they do a good job of it.
No, you see a good bowl there by Gary
Certainly
Kelly,
was.
just outdrawing Corey's back bowl there. Corey's got this very well pointed, maybe just a little bit long for what he's after. That's, as you can see the wind just changing there too, ladies and gentlemen. See the wind just starting to come a little bit across the green now, where before it was right behind them. So, but again, Corey's grass line absolutely impeccable there, absolutely spot on, as you'd expect at this time of the tournament, wouldn't you?
Well, you like to think so. It doesn't always happen that way, though. So, I mean, every game here, it's it's game on, and you've only just got to be a little bit off, and your opponent on fire, and you're in trouble, sort of thing. So. It's been 5 exceptional rounds so far. A bit of a change in format this year, and clearly a change in weather this year. I've been fortunate to be involved in the Nugget for
quite a few years.
Quite a few years, a couple of decades or so, and it's normally quite warm, even though it's August here. The greens are flying, just slipping by there, Corey. An excellent attempt.
Absolutely.
And the greens are flying and the sun's out, and this year it's been colder, a little bit colder.
A little bit cooler, mate. A couple of days sun's been out, been a bit warm, but today an entirely different one. And this is the beauty of this great game of ours. Like, I mean, like from game to game, Steve, like, I mean, the greenkeeper's rolling, the greens in between games, the wind changes slightly, a bit of cloud cover, the sun comes out, gets running them. And that's the beauty of this great game of ours. It's changing all the time, and that's the hard part, trying to conquer all of the seasons in one day, mate. You know what I mean?
And conquer your opposition as well.
Well, that's at the same time too, isn't it? You know what I mean?
So free kick here for Gary. Definitely holding one. I'm not sure about the second. I'm not on a good angle, but
I think if he rocks this one in, if it just falls over, is he just going to touch it?
Well, he did touch it. But
it's just going to stand up on him.
They're taking one out. Corey, officially known as Bear, taking one out.
Yeah,
he's
going to tape. Now, Steve, your memory and your career is just absolutely outstanding to me. I had the pleasure of seeing you play at a very young age when you were back greenkeeping at Capella Bar.
I'm still young. In my dreams.
But I saw this unbelievable singles final between you and Scruffy. 31-30, I think you won the game.
Where was that at?
Capella Bar,
was it? Yes.
Capella Bar Bowls Club. One of the best games of bowls I've ever witnessed.
He was a good player, Scruff. He was, Alan McGilp, you're talking
That's
about.
right, yes, that's 100%.
Yes,
He was a
player.
Scottish international,
He
if I
was,
remember
yep.
correctly. Speaks just like Kevin Anderson and Ryan Burnett.
And Billy Connolly, to
Billy
name another one.
Connolly.
Yeah, to name another one. So he was a wonderful character at the sport. He he was a lead singer in a band.
Yeah, that's right.
He was a comedian. He was just a terrific guy and a great part. I haven't had the good fortune of running into him for a couple of years or so, but certainly always enjoyed his company. That's for sure.
Well, mate, that was an incredible game of bowls up there, and there's quite a good crowd watching that game also too. And it was just it was a pleasure to watch, mate. And that's going back a few years ago now, Steve. That was
Absolutely.
before you went to South Tweed, then you went to
long
St
time.
John's
That's
Park,
right. Well, yeah.
and now, of course, you're at the Mount Lewis Club in Sydney.
Well, we said we'd only go to Sydney for 2 or 3 years, and that was 1999, so it's a 20-year anniversary this year.
Yeah, I
so,
remember you telling me that many years ago.
yeah,
You told me that many
yeah.
years ago, but you must be enjoying it down there, my friend.
Well, it's good. It's a rat race, Sydney, as everybody knows. So I'm lucky I get out of there now and then, so get a bit of a spell from it. I like the quieter life, I must say. So
Beautiful opening bowl here by Gary Kelly. And of
Wonderful.
course, Gary, just come back from playing international over in the Northern,
series,
very
yeah,
successful.
for Northern Ireland, for
Yeah,
Ireland,
which is fantastic. So these players, of course, in great form. But mate, your Sydney days, do you miss the Queensland atmosphere and the weather up here, though, Steve?
I'm still a Queenslander, I must say, and state of origin time. Great shot, Corey Wedlock.
Yeah, beautiful bowl.
Going to need a touch of spray sponsor, I think.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
But certainly, I'm just going to say a quick cheer out to Denise Letts, Denise from Wales. So a good friend of the Jackaroos, and wonderful to see you on, Denise, and hope all is well over there. Sorry, I missed you in Wales just recently. So great bowling fans and supporters of the game. So where were we? Sorry, I
Mate, I was can't remember now. I'm too old, mate.
Yeah,
The Alzheimer's has
yeah.
kicked
Oh, well,
in.
Queensland. No, sorry.
Queensland,
So,
yeah.
Look, I'm still a Queenslander through and through. State of origin. I've got the maroon jersey on, and it is home for me. So Sydney's been very good to me. I was very honoured to represent New South Wales. That's brilliant.
Yep.
As well. So, but you've got a state of origin time. You've got to pick an allegiance, and of course, it's my home state, so that's what it's all about. On the attack, get both bowls.
Oh, he got the kitty.
Jack. Another dead end. I don't know
Another
how many dead ends we've had this nugget. There's been a lot.
Here we go. Just watch this one here, ladies and gentlemen. Just gets it off the inside bowl. But, that's it. But just see it again. Just going to get the edge of the kitty here.
Well, he's probably a little bit unlucky not to get both bowls in the end.
Well, that's what he's after, wasn't he?
He's played it almost to perfection. Still be very happy with that result.
Yep, start all over again. Nothing wrong with that. But what's the thoughts about ever moving back up here, Steve? One day?
One day, I think,
Yeah.
one day. We've sort of got 4 kids, and
Yes.
I've got my wife's parents in a granny flat at the back, so
Yep.
so to up and move is a mammoth task,
Yeah,
and everyone's
understand.
pretty well settled. The kids are into sport and different things, and but eventually one day, certainly back up here, and very much look forward to that time happening too. So
And go fishing with Kelvin, you reckon, mate, or too dangerous?
it's a bit risky.
It is, mate.
I've been out with him a few times, and
Yeah.
getting out over the bar, and he just tells me to sit on this, what must be a very dodgy esky at the front of the boat, and hang on to this rope and
Mate.
say a few prayers. So,
Mate, I think he's after your job, mate. I reckon he's after your job, mate.
look, he's a fabulous guy. He
couldn't agree.
did Commonwealth Games last year. He worked very closely with our para athletes and did a phenomenal job with that. Look, he's a
Absolutely.
great guy. We have I'm probably being nice to him. I don't know why, because he wouldn't be reciprocal with that. But look,
He is when you're not around, Steve. I tell you that right
we have
now,
a lot
mate.
of good banter. It's all in good fun.
That's
so.
all in good fun, mate.
Yeah.
And absolutely another legend of our game too, and also a great character, Kelvin Kirko.
Absolutely.
And also, you go back, mate, when it used to be 12 o'clock closing at the pubs, mate, many years ago now, back in our day, and the bowls used to come on about 12:30 on the ABC at night time, and Kelvin was the most recognised sportsman in Australia in those days.
I think he's still one of them.
But mate, no one remembered him the next day. But that night, mate, he was very well known. But nice bowl there by Gary Kelly, just sitting in behind the kitty there, as you see Corey now sticking the same hand, just trying to outdraw that last bowl there of Gary. So
Kelvin used to lift his eyelids, and the camera would zoom in, and all you see is his eyes going up and down, and it was quite a funny sight. It was just one of his little traits that he did. And Corey Wedlock, not to be outdone, well, just pulling up short.
Beautiful line there for what it's after, though. For what he was after, but also too, like even with a cool afternoon, like you see 2 full greens down there. You see this green here being used a couple of weeks ago. Like Wayne had 5 full rinks of pairs on a
That's
Monday.
fabulous,
Isn't
isn't
that
it? Yeah.
fantastic for our game?
It
You know
is,
what I mean?
certainly is.
And
this-
everybody enjoying their bowls up here too, and that's the beauty of it, isn't it? Like, I mean, Wayne has done a colossal job in this club, and take my hat off to what he's achieved so far, and I know he's got a lot more
Absolutely.
to do too down the track, and it's not an easy task, as you've been in these positions before of
Well, the
building a
bowls
club back up.
community can be a little bit thankless sometimes too, and some tough decisions have to be made at times. But Wayne, he's a true and total professional with all of this. So,
Oh, what a great bowl
yeah,
there
it's a
by
good shot.
Corey.
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah, could
you'd
be.
pretty happy with that, I dare say.
I think he would be, but looking.
There's a bit riding on this game too in the section. Corey looking for a win to back up his last dynamic win over Aaron Sheriff. Of course, as Corey was to lose here, and Aaron Sheriff have a big win, Aaron can jump him. So there's a lot riding on this, but Corey's certainly in the box seat at this stage against the previously undefeated Gary Kelly from Ireland. So
Yeah. Gary, of course, in good form, but saying before, though, like, even on the first day, though, Steve, like, I mean, there's some places you walk into, and Tweedheads, having played a lot of bowls here myself over the years, you come in to play tennis and everything's still the same, but it's like walking into the Sydney Cricket Ground when you walk in here,
MCG or something.
something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I mean, you walk in here the week of the Golden Nugget, and you can smell the atmosphere
Yep,
coming out of the place, and the
absolutely.
tension with
Yes.
with the players as
Yep.
they're arriving. They're having their roll
That's
up,
right.
and the banter's there. But you can see they've all got their game faces on. They know there's no easy games. They know they must impress. It's just an outstanding week of bowls. You know what I
Certainly
mean?
is, in what is one of the world's best venues. There's no doubt about
Oh,
that. So,
well,
yeah.
it is, isn't it? You know what I mean? You've only got to look at the club facilities they have here, Steve.
right.
It's a credit to their forefathers
Yes.
who left this board with a
Absolutely.
wonderful establishment to work with, mate. A
Oh,
beautiful
he's
bowl
perfect
here by
Well played,
Corey.
Wedlock.
Yeah.
He'll extend his lead here.
got
Three
three
more, in
shots.
fact. So he
Yeah.
gets ever closer to that 21 threshold. That puts him on the threshold of a victory, but it's sort of always a little goal to get to that 21. And
That's
you're
ever
a
so
chance.
true. One thing talking about the other day when we've been in commentary and that, when a player gets behind, Steve, and their mentality is, isn't it, I've just got to win the next end. And
Yeah.
they win that, then they've got to win the next end.
You're just going to take the scoreboard out of the equation a little bit. And yeah,
And that's where I think a lot of social players get a bit concerned. They go, oh, geez, look, I'm 5 behind. Hey, don't worry about that.
that's right.
Just win the next
Yeah.
end.
Yep, yeah, just keep turning it over. And it's a funny game, but particularly in singles, you can really get a roll on in singles, and you
Yep.
can turn a lot of ends over in singles, so it can change very, very quickly. I think we saw a game here yesterday with Ryan Bester and Aaron Wilson, and I think Aaron, and there's no derogative comments in this, but Aaron Wilson led, I'll say 14-5,
Yep.
and got trapped on 14 for probably the next hour,
Yeah.
you know, so...
Yep.
Just the way, a change of length, a little bit conditions change, the other player starts to grow in confidence and belief.
Well, that's one thing that we've noticed too in the commentary box the last few days. Like, I mean, these players, and they're all great players, they're all very experienced players, but I mean, we see so regularly in club pennants or club social that a team's getting belted, they win an end, they put them at the same spot and roll the kitty exactly the same spot, where these players are always varying it. Like, I mean, Chloe Stewart in the last game took the mat back,
That's
rolled
right.
short length, then
Yes.
brought the mat up, rolled a
Yep.
short length. It's just to try and get into the mental approach of the other
That's right.
person,
Mix it up,
a bit.
change it up a bit.
And
yeah.
if you notice in that game, which is a colossal game of bowls also between Ellen and
It was a great
Chloe,
game,
it was a
wasn't it?
great game of bowls. They're both fine players, both
Fabulous.
in fine form.
Yes.
But Chloe won the short ends, Ellen won the long ends.
Yeah, yep.
You know,
And you play that same game tomorrow, and it might work in reverse. You
That's
know what I
right.
mean? It doesn't mean that it's a consistent over time, but on the conditions today and just how they were feeling and how the bowls are coming out. So Corey
Corey having a bit of a
taking-
look
he
at
doesn't
this.
mind a bit of a. Well,
He just
missed
caught
that.
that bowl. Very unlucky there, that's for sure.
It's a mighty effort again.
Yeah, he'd only be one down, I think. So, as we see Robbie showing the slow action replay here once again, and you see he just gets the inside edge. He's got it
Look.
basically all the way.
Tricolour bowl there. It looks a bit of a spin out, really,
Doesn't
isn't it?
it?
Yeah, it does.
It is. It certainly is. As Gary's going to draw another shot here, yes. It's the only thing about driving when you don't hit with these great players, mate.
He might be committed to going now. It depends. This is a real the decision's based on confidence here. Does he risk his arm and go again? And this is what he's going through. He's going to go again. Yep. Get one of the bowls or the jack. He's a little under here. I think that was a bit more about indecision rather than anything there, because he did stop and he was a little bit will I or won't I, and probably didn't. Maybe should have taken a little bit more time just to commit to the shot. So
Sometimes I notice too, Stephen, maybe you might be able to elaborate a little bit more on it for us. Like, I mean, there's times when you see the really great players, and as I said, the field here is absolutely incredible. they often walk to the head to have a look.
Yes.
You know, just slow the game down slightly, just have a bit of a look and have a good look, assess the situation, make their mind up, and before they leave the head, they've made their mind up what shot they're going to play, haven't they?
To it, that's right, yeah.
And that's where I think, I think you would agree with us, not only on the Gold Coast, but in Australia, none of our clubs play enough singles.
Yeah. It's a lonely game, it's a tough game, because you're out there on your own, you've got no one to help you. It is a tough game, so...
It's normally not too rough if you've got a beer runner, mate, I've noticed.
What's that?
You have to have a beer runner, though, mate. It's not so tough,
in
Steve.
social
game, only social, mate, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yes.
if you have a beer runner, mate, it's not too bad.
Where do you find them?
Very hard to come between, mate, I tell you. My wife used to come and watch me play bowls, but then she realised that if she didn't come, I'd come home sober.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah. Different story, different ball game.
No, she doesn't play, but she loves coming and watch myself and my son play when we play. So
Do you get the chance to play together very often?
Ben and I play a little bit, mate.
Good.
Yeah, we play a little bit together. He doesn't play much with me these days. He reckons I'm too much of a hack these days.
Yep.
As they do, as they get older and play better bowls than you do these days. So,
Yep.
So they don't have arthritis like we do at our age, Steve.
No, it's true, yeah.
But my young bloke's 34 and he plays pretty good bowls, mate, that's for sure.
Well, as long as you enjoy it, that's the main thing.
Well, that's what it's all about, isn't it? And let's face it, this is the only game in the world where you can actually enter a competition, Steve, anywhere, and probably play against a world champion.
And you can beat them. You actually, in this sport, you can on a given day, you can actually roll them or at least give them a pretty hard time. So
give them a game, and
there's no way you can go out and beat Federer in tennis or something like that. But in this game, So
well, you can too, Steve, and it's that's what I said. You can enter any competition you want, and this is the great. Well, one of the best things, you've played bowls around the Gold Coast too previously, that we have such a strong contingent of representative players, and just to go even watch a pennant match, tomorrow night, Friday night, for argument's sake here, we've got Tweed Hedge versus Helensvale.
That's right.
I mean, that's after 4 days of this, or 5 days, or 6 days with the Nugget, and then all of a sudden you got this on the Friday night.
Right.
So,
that's fabulous.
How good is it?
Might try and come up. We'll still Hill Gold Coast Friday night.
Come and have a watch, you reckon? Yeah.
A good game.
Well, it will be a great game, and Tweed Heads, is Corey just going to slice this cutie?
Yeah, he's got it perfect. Covered it up nicely.
Absolutely covered up nicely. Beautiful bowl there.
Asking a big question of Gary Kelly here.
He is, isn't he? Gary really, it's a big end for Gary at this stage. He's having a bit of a look. He's pulled that straight across the body.
The blessing Gary's got is here that he's already qualified, so there's not a lot of pressure on him. I mean, you always play to win, and these guys do that, but
absolutely.
A loss isn't going to burn him, so that it takes a little bit of weight off his shoulders.
Yep. And just for the viewer, Steve, too, just what's your movements over the next few months, mate? Is there another, I know we're going into an England Commonwealth Games, and I see that you've had the teams overseas, and they did admirably well. I watched a bit of it on live streaming late at night, which was great to watch.
That's great.
Saw you interviewed a few times, and just let the viewers know, how did they go over there, how they perform with the different greens they play on over there and the different conditions. It'd be, interesting to know, let the viewers know.
Sure, so we're very blessed here, clearly, with conditions and facilities, and Tweed, have a look at this, Gary Kelly. Well, don't worry about trying to hit it, I'll just draw the shot. He's reduced it to 1 anyway, so
great
still
bowl.
1 down. Now, Corey might look to try and land this bowl. He's got an opportunity to make 3 or 4 here.
He has to, yes.
I'll be surprised if he's short. He'll be up and about.
He's got a nice line on it too,
Trail the jack, sit the bowl here. It's fairly safe. The front bowl protects the shot bowl. He's just a bit tight. Now, this is the only risk that he pushes us straight up. He's safe.
Yep, very
so,
safe.
yeah, the UK greens are polar opposites to here. In most cases, they're quite heavy. And again, no disrespect, man. It's the climate conditions, all that sort of thing. Yes. So, very tracky, very heavy. And we're still learning the best way to play those conditions. So, we're having early preparation for the 2002 Birmingham Commonwealth Games. We're going up each year. Very grateful. I've got to give them a plug to the Com Games Australia and the Australian Institute of Sport for helping us out financially.
Absolutely,
with that.
Mate, absolutely.
It doesn't come from the bowler's pocket. It comes from our wonderful stakeholders. So, and with a goal to obviously help Australia secure overall victory at the Commonwealth Games and add to the medal count. So, a bit of seek and discover missions at the moment, trying to learn. We've recruited the services of the iconic dual international Andy Thompson from England and Scotland to help us
very good move.
Tactically. Well, it was,
very good
to
move,
be fair. Andy was great on our most recent trip, and we all learned a lot from his knowledge and wisdom, so it's fabulous, and he fitted right in. So little things like that, a bit of an experiment, but Short term, I mean, we've got World Championships here, which is one of our benchmark events, and of course that's here on the beautiful Gold Coast next May, June. Well played again, Corey Relly.
Yeah,
Very good
bowl.
touch.
He's playing great bowls.
So we're gearing up for that. We've got multi-nations here later in the year. We've got Trans-Tasman. We've got Australia versus the rest of the world at Moama.
Which is going to be a great event too,
Well,
Steve.
it is, and stay tuned, everybody. I can tell you the announcement will be coming midday this Monday of what the Australian team is to play the rest of the world. So midday Queensland time, that is.
Yep.
Well played, Gary Kelly. So
Beautiful bowl there. Corey, just look at trailing this, or is he going to sit the bowl? Just,
just
bit of an air swing there, Steve.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a dummy. Just through the dummy.
Through the dummy.
So just trying to land the bowl trailer. I'm surprised he's changed hands, but
Yeah, I thought he would have just tried to trail that on the backhand, but anyway, what the hell would I know?
well,
Normally when I say that, mate, they normally play a bomb.
that's why we're up here and they're down there.
And that's ever so true, Steve. You know what I mean? But it's a great. It's going to be a great Commonwealth Games over there. Nothing like the conditions we have out here. So it's going to be trying for the players. So, but these players are very dedicated. If you want to play for your country, it's like any sport. You got to learn to play away.
Yeah.
It's simple as that. And they did a superb job last year. It was magnificent to be at Broad Beach Bowls Club on that last night. That game of singles with Brian Bester and Aaron Wilson, with the sun setting, the whole atmosphere.
The atmosphere was fantastic.
The game,
Yeah.
it was just it was something that you remember all your life, Steve. You know what I mean?
I think that was a huge bonus, a huge benefit to the Australian Jackaroos at Broad Beach, that the environment that was there, the supporters, whether they were bowlers or the non-converted, the people, and there was a lot of people came on that weren't actually bowlers.
Yeah, it's ever so true.
The support they gave us was just unbelievable, and that really lifted our guys. So, I'd like to pay tribute to all that came along and really made not only a spectacle and this magnificent environment, but they really did help us out as well. So, and help the Australians be successful. So,
well, I think you find
fabulous.
I think you find too, Steve. Like, I mean, I noticed as the players were turning up, everyone was wishing them good luck, and that must become very taxing on the players at times where maybe they just want to go and sit down before a game, but you can't ignore those fans, can you? Because they're there to support you.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
yeah, and they love it. I mean, they just absolutely love it. So. Free kick again here for Gary.
Absolutely.
His last weight was exceptional.
Yeah,
no, doesn't want to be too quick because he risks giving it away. He might have just
picks up a few here, though. It's game on then, Steve, that's for sure. You know,
he's coming back. Did he come back enough?
Two there.
Yeah, well played.
So 3 shots in it, and this is what we said before. If you're behind, you just look one end at a time. You just look at ones. Don't get greedy.
These guys don't panic, do they? They just go about their business.
No, they're to play at this level for as long as they do, it's an absolute credit to them, the way they keep their concentration, everything. And of course, I know that back in your day, as in my day, we didn't do too much for fitness, but do these guys do much fitness work these days?
Yeah, they do. They certainly do. So some more than others, clearly, but. So as far as the Jackaroos are concerned, there we see in the background Carla Krasanik leading Rebecca Van Ash 18-11.
18-11, yes. As
so
we'll go along the boards here as we can just punch this here, and I'll come in here. So that game's already won. I'm not too sure who won that one, but it's...
Which one's that?
It's and this one here is Ellen Ryan. Ellen Ryan 25 and Kelly McGibbon 14. And we'll go to the next ring, which should be Aaron Sheriff and Barry Lester. And we have Aaron Sheriff 14, Barry Lester looks like 16 from here. So
gee, your eyes are good.
Yeah, so, and then the last rink, we have Chloe Stewart 14, Karen Murphy 11. So some pretty close games out there, Steve.
That's a big game there. Karen Murphy has to win to get through.
Yes.
If she doesn't and Ellen Ryan wins, well, Ellen Ryan's through. And Ellen's certainly looking to goods at this stage against Kelly McCarran from the Canada.
Oh, she is, isn't she?
So if Ellen wins that, all the heat's on Karen Murphy to try and beat, again, the undefeated Chloe Stewart, who's in great touch as well. So
Chloe's probably playing the best bowls I've seen her play in her career. She's really in a nice little purple patch. I think working here with Wayne, being able to play representative bowls and everything, I can just see the way the last 12 months, I reckon she's just lifted to a new level.
Yeah, she's sort of matured. I think a lot of that, her game's matured. I think her own... Gary Kelly just looking to get down for the jack here.
Just going to miss
just
that.
A bowl wide.
Yeah,
so
what a great try.
And I mean, she's only a baby still, Chloe. She's still learning. She's still developing as a player, and her confidence building. She's gone from a person who might have second guessed why she's in the squad as an example to now understanding that she's fully involved. She's deserving of being there, and she's progressing down the order. So
I think that happens a lot in all sports, though, Steve, doesn't it? Like, I mean, when you first get... I played first grade rugby union. That's why, building the front row, mate, of course. You know, no brains, mate, you know what I mean? But anyway, cut long story short, when you first make first grade team, you feel as though that, you're there to make up the numbers.
Yes.
But after, you start having a couple of good games and people start talking to you, and I know you do a great job with the Australian team. I've watched you work from a distance for years, and it's a credit that you've put your knowledge into their head. You can see their shot selection, and obviously you worked on that. But it's the belief that you belong.
Yes.
And once you start getting that belief, that's when you go to the next level, isn't
Absolutely. Look at this. He's got
it?
plenty of
Beautiful
belief
bowl
here.
here by Gary.
All over. That's a great conversion
great
shot.
bowl.
Well played. 3 down to 1 up.
1 up, yeah, that's a great bowl, that.
Now, can Corey land this bowl clean and stay for match?
Well, it would be, wouldn't it? So it would...
degree of difficulty is big, but it's on, so...
It's definitely there. You just have to hit it...
Yeah, just off centre.
Just
You'll
off
have to play
centre.
the forehand to get it right.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, you wouldn't want to play backhand there. You'd probably end up with Kitty too.
Well, if he does play backhand, he's probably not going for the win, so he's playing backhand.
Backhand,
So
he's just going to...
I don't think he can get
for
enough
the shot
to get it out for 4. Having said that, let's find out. Here we go. He's very close. Well, he's just caught the front one.
Caught the front pole. Yeah, good try though.
Another one back. Gary
There
calls another
again,
one back.
Another one, a bit like the last game, wasn't it, against Jeremy Henry? He was a few behind, and
just kept chipping
he's
away.
just chipping away.
Yep.
That one end at a time, as we talked about there previously. So so going back to what's up next for you guys, Moama, which will be a great announcement on Monday. So all the viewers can look forward to that. And the bowl show going well, of course, so it's good to get a great game out there, as well as the live streaming. So we're actually getting our product out there these days.
How good is the live streaming? And again, I don't say it because you're here, but your production's been fantastic, fellas. And looking at the numbers that you've been attracting to watch this week, and obviously the attraction is some great bowls, but you've set it up fantastically well. And as you say, you've got people from Moscow, from the UK, from
everywhere,
all over the world, all corners of the world watching and being able to see it. It's been just a fantastic attribute to the sport, to our sport, to have such a lot of games being live streamed, and there'll be plenty more. So well done, you guys. It's really good.
It's something that we're very passionate about, as you know, on the Gold Coast Tweed District we are, and we always wanted to. With a board, I've got an incredible board to work with, Steve, that all have a great passion for this great game of ours, but we decided if we're going to do it, we had to do it properly, mate.
Yes,
and we researched and did a lot of work through Bob Denham and Bobby Allen, and of course Ben Slater. He's a person we had on board before Ben, who did a great job, with us, and still does to this day.
Yeah.
And we decided we had to do it properly, mate. So we went out and we bought the best equipment we could get, but we did a lot of research on it previously.
Sure. Yes.
And the thing about it, we're getting out to people like Townsville and Cairns and Central Queensland who haven't got the opportunity to see these players.
Yeah.
And they're just enjoying the game so much. And it's just great to be able to bring that product right into their lounge room. They can sit at home, have a beer or a cup of tea or a cup of, whatever they want, sit on the lounge chair and enjoy.
It's great to see the comments coming through and people cheering for their favourites or asking questions and that sort of thing. So there's, I think the live streaming is probably in many cases better than the TV production because you can have the interaction with the spectators and with those tuning in, which is really good.
Young Kane Nelson on board. I'm sure, Kane, you'll be here one day, my friend. It was a great final you played the other day.
Certainly did very well at Junior Nugget, didn't he? So well done, Kane. Congratulations. Keep up the excellent work, mate.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. He's one boy that I've noticed is not only does he need a brick on his head for how much he's grown in the last 12 months, mate.
It feels like that, isn't it?
There is. And, of course, Robin, always good to have you on board, and thank you very much for those very kind words. Of course, that's Nugget's mother.
Yes.
Robin, so it's always good to have you on board. Robin, Rhonda Holmes, how are you, Rhonda? Greg Ryan, I'm glad you're enjoying the telecast. Robin Lewis, yes, great to have you on board, and Helen. And Kane, of course. Mate, just keep up the good work, son. You're going well. Bit of pressure going to be on Corey here. He looks to be a couple down. Greg,
Gary,
Gary.
I do the same thing, don't worry.
Gary Kelly with another bowl. I think Gary's going for a bit of cover here around the back.
He's just trying to get inside this red one.
He's just not quite.
Well, that might secure a second shot for Corey, but he's got a little shot on the bowl trailer jack here.
He has, yes.
However, Gary is making this end of, it's still 2 indicated by the marker, so Corey will be quite keen to convert this and just extend that lead a little bit more, give himself a bit of a buffer.
That should be interesting to see what weight he plays with here. Is just a little bit over draw, maybe just hit the back bowl. He's going a little bit more direct at it. So
He's
what,
to hold now. He's got to be mindful he doesn't peel his own bowl out here.
Ooh, which he's
His
no.
weight's okay. It's safe weight, so
Yeah.
no harm done.
No, 2 down. So again,
All square.
all square. Here we go. This is what Gary did in the last game too.
He
He
did.
just kept fighting against Jeremy, and I tell you what, mate, you wouldn't want to be an interpreter out there on that ring, would you?
No, you would not be.
Hey, so,
You would not want to.
keep these comments coming through, ladies and gentlemen. We're thoroughly enjoying your banter. I know we're talking a lot to Steve, and it's fantastic to have him on board. We've got 583 viewers out there, so share it so we can get it out, this great game of ours, out to as many people as we possibly can. It's always great to see the North and Central Queensland and areas of New South Wales and Victoria that don't get to see these great players, as well as South Australia, Tasmania, that you can see these players. You don't get the opportunity too often, so tomorrow should be a fantastic day, mate. You're going to have 4 great games tomorrow morning.
Absolutely.
Like 4 players of this quality field that are in such great form, ladies and men, 4 of each, and then a final in the afternoon. So, mate, if you're anywhere within the Gold Coast region, you enjoy your bowls, you'd have to come down tomorrow and watch it. You'd have to watch it.
I can try and get in early too, because I'm suspecting the forecast for the weather is quite warm tomorrow. It's a
Yes.
really nice day coming, and I think there'll be a pretty full house or a great crowd come in that'll certainly embrace the day and enjoy the quality of bowls that we'll see. So come on down, get involved. It's free.
It is free.
Free to watch the
That's ever
best in the world, which is an extra bonus.
Oh, that's for sure. He certainly did, Barbara. Barbara Green, of course, as she comes on board every time we live stream. She's from the Tarrant Point Bowls Club in New
Yes,
South Wales.
yep.
A lovely, lovely
Fabulous.
lady. She always has a bit of banter with us and a bit of fun, so
That's
it's great
great.
to have Barbara on board. Joys of bowls, that's for sure. It's great to see, as we all do.
Gary's good again here.
Yeah, he's played another good bowl here, Steve.
It's 2, needing 4.
Yeah, it's anyone's game here, isn't it?
How quick it changes, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? There's a good shot there of Corey's delivery.
Unique.
Yeah, very, very, very much so.
Unique,
Mate.
but very effective.
It could be just a bit wide with this
just
one.
overplayed a touch, and it was evident when he let it go that he just wasn't completely satisfied with it.
You can normally tell by the look on their face, can't you, Steve? Gary has this basic aim, and you think he's going to have a drive. And of course, the Irish always take that step, the same as the Scottish, don't they? They take that step off,
Yes, they do. They have a lot of body motion,
Motion.
a lot of
move forward.
move through it.
I guess that's got a lot to do with the green pace over
Heavy
there, I
grease,
assume. You know,
yeah.
as Corey just lets it go out of his hand and follows it down the green. So
He's off and after it, so
I think he may be a bit underdone with this one. Oh,
needs
it's
to
holding.
run.
It's holding.
Hanging on. How's the weight now? It
Yeah.
needs to hold. He's willing it to hold on. Just not quite.
Maybe not quite. Yeah.
A foot, 30 centimetres more, and he was all over it. So do you know who do you know who the first? Well, you probably don't know yet because you got to wait on the draw for the semi-finals, haven't you? There's
Yep.
a question there about which
Yep.
game will be live streamed first up, but until this is all done and dusted this afternoon and we know exactly who our semi-finalists are,
Yep.
it's probably a hard question to answer at this stage.
No, it would be very hard. But what we do is we normally Wayne normally gives us the okay on who's going to be on this rink, and I think it's going to be the ladies in the morning. Sorry. It'll be the ladies here and the men
Ladies
down there.
semi-final,
So we'll
okay,
be doing
yep.
the ladies semi-final
Yep.
first up, and then the men's final in the afternoon.
Okay.
Well, the men are down here.
You guaranteed a good match no matter what. So
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who we like. I mean, look at the quality of the players, mate. You know what I mean? And let's face it, we'll have a handheld camera out there probably tomorrow too. So we'll try and cover as many as we can because that's the thing about this. When you've got so many great games, and you know, that's what we'll be telling people always. Corey's
Close
going to
here.
split this. Is he going to split
he
them?
needs both bowls.
Oh,
He's got
just
can't
rolled
call it
back.
from here. It's a very good shot.
Yeah, what a bowl.
Trying to stop this run that Gary Kelly's having at the moment. It's a very good shot. A little unlucky with the result. He could have got both bowls. The measure's coming out.
Yeah, it must be very close then, mate. These guys normally got a pretty good eye. Barbara Green, all these people saying they haven't done any housework at all this week, mate. They've been too busy watching bowls, so how good's that?
There you go, Bear got the shot, so he breaks his duck. He gets off that
Nice.
21, which he's been on for just a little while now.
Alan Idler wants Walter to close the shop tomorrow so we can come down and watch. Yep, no, it should be great. Thanks a lot for that, Cole. Gus Templeton, of course. Gus won on the surprise package this year in the Australian Open, making it through to the final.
Didn't he? What an effort.
He did a great job, mate. And as I said to him, I said, mate, all you can do is beat the people they put in front of you, mate. That's all you can do.
Fabulous.
He did a great job. So we just see here, Corey just... Gary's in the way here. We just watch this. See Gary's delivery as he moves forward. Do we see the bowl coming down the green now? Because Gary's sticking to his backhand coming down this way, and the wind just dropping down a little bit as he played it. So
an opportunity here for Corey. Another good one here.
Yep.
It's quite often all about taking advantage of the opportunities that's given to you. So
that's for sure.
Pace, clear run here. He's
going to get too much off or just get the edge of it. No, he's helped him out a little bit there. He didn't really need that.
Weight was good.
Weight was very good, wasn't it? Just need a bit more grass. As I said to you, just see the flags down there, Steve. They're just starting to swing slightly now. So it's getting later on in the afternoon. The conditions, of course, are a bit cool, so the green will be starting to slow down slightly.
Good shot here. He's got a piece of the jack, yes. Well played.
Great bowl there, so... I think Corey will stick to his forehand here, though. I mean, he can come around that one or just promote his own.
His own bowl coming in. The one was shot.
A couple of options on this hand, that's for sure.
He's in the area, can sit the shot bowl. Wants it to release now. He's very close.
Very, very close. Good looking bowl here, and that's your fact. Onto his, one shot.
Well played there.
A little bit stuck out in the open there, though, Steve.
Yes.
A bit stuck out in the open, so. Well,
on the attack. Well, he's trying to return the favour here a little bit.
Oh, he
nearly did. He nearly did. Oh, Paddy Stewart, that's a hard question, mate.
It is, isn't it?
Does Danny not go back-to-back with the UBC? I mean, it's a good team, isn't it? And from Deer Park, or who would I like for the win? Well, I don't know, really. I've got a little affinity, and they probably don't even know this, with the Sandy Bay Sharks. Don't mind, just something about that name.
Sandy Bay Sharks.
Yeah, just there's something about that name. So
does that go back to your South Tweedhead days?
Maybe it does. The old Sharks. So yeah.
There's one thing I can inform the viewers too. So we've had a few comments here from Bow Desert. There's a bit of rain coming in our way. So
a few showers. Well, Bear was on the backhand here. Sorry to interrupt. Just trying to get to that blue bowl and
turn it. Did he rock it
it
enough? No, not quite.
Just a touch underweight. He probably want another half a metre.
Yeah, just would have turned it nicely then.
Sorry, no, a bit of rain. Yeah, well, it's definitely got a bit darker out there. There's no doubt about that. So
I just had a call, not a call, just had a message come through from Peter Bryan at Bow Desert saying, "Hey, Brian, you've been praying for rain for ages. It's just hit Bow Desert now."
Well, it's a very dodgy area out there at Bow Desert, though, isn't it?
Couldn't agree more, mate. Tamarine Mountain's worse, mate. Trust me. But just looking at the screen there are a few showers starting to head our way. That's for sure. They're not that far off. So I'll see if Corey wraps up this game. So. It's all good, and isn't it great to see the comments coming through? Like 651 viewers out there, ladies and gentlemen. So isn't it great having Steve Lasson in the chair?
As I say, I was reluctant to come in because you guys are doing such a good job. I didn't want to deter from it.
Mate, no, it's just great to have your knowledge and your insight into this great game of ours, Steve, and of course your knowledge of our players, our elite players, mate. So, if somebody out there just picks up one thing from you, mate, it's what it's all about, sharing our knowledge onto the average bowler. So... I've seen some great players over the years, like the great Kenny Williams. You've probably got to play against Kenny a few times.
Yeah.
And, Barry Solder, Dennis Katrina-Rich. I've seen them all over the years. I was Perella at a young age, you at a young age, Kelvin at a young age, Ian Schubert. Been very fortunate. I've been greenkeeping 50 years and just been an absolute dream ride to be able to work in the industry it's also your hobby, mate. So
you mentioned a name there that some of our modern players, good opening again from Corey Wedlock.
Yeah, beautiful bowl.
Some of our modern players wouldn't know, but a guy called Dennis Katunarich from Western Australia. He's
the Black Cat.
Well, he remains still as one of the greatest players I've ever seen. His weight control was just phenomenal.
It was, wasn't it?
I had the privilege of playing with him a couple of times, and it was embarrassing to be on the same rink because he was he could make the bowls talk. And I think my first Australian trial, we played pairs together, and for some ridiculous reason, he was leading for me at this trial, and I sort of suggested a shot, and he said, "Listen, Glass," he said, "I don't really like that idea," and he explained it to me, and the end result was that if I play it, we're potentially going to drop an 8. and I couldn't even see the shot. So anyway, I managed to convince. He said, "No, go on if you can get it, go and get it." Well, I think we dropped 7.5. So yeah, so lesson learned. Don't I remember that to this day. So,
beautiful bowl there by Gary Kelly. Yeah, great bowler, but a really nice bloke too, though, mate. You know, I was lucky enough in 1988 to do the greens for Jack High at West Epping Bowling Club in Sydney, and of course Dennis was he and Ian Schubert played the opening game, and Dennis gave me his Western Australian tie, which I still wear.
Yep, fabulous.
Every now and again, he came to me after the series and gave me a couple of items, and he gave me his Western Australian tie. And every now and again, when I go to a function, I put it on.
I dare say Cat wouldn't have worn a tie too many times either.
I think that's why he gave it to me, Steve. Mate, you know how many times I wear a tie, mate.
He lives on the canals over there and living a good life, and bit of fishing, got a great boat. And,
two great bowls there by Gary Kelly. Bit of pressure on Corey Wedlock here.
He's asking a big question. Well, I think we might see a fair bit of aggression here from the Bear.
I think he's going to have to open it up if he can, mate. He's got the two best backwards, so he's got everything going for him.
He can actually get all three clean in a perfect world.
Yep. So we'll just see what type of weight he plays, because Gary's got another bowl. He could probably wrap it up if Corey misses.
Here he goes. Well, he's into the front split. This is the way to get all three here. If he gets it perfect, he's got the split. And he's got it
all
too.
three.
What a great shot.
What a great bowl, Corey Wedlock.
Couldn't have played that big. Caught that
holding
absolutely
game.
Perfect.
Got game here, so the pressure's really on us.
This is worth watching. Have a go at this.
What a magnificent bowl. As you said, he got it right in the right area.
Perfect. The front split.
Look at that bowl coming down the green.
That's tripping me out.
It is, Steve.
That's a fabulous shot. That is.
What a pressure bowl. Absolutely beautiful bowl. That we see Gary coming down to have a bit of a...
Well, he's just slowing himself down a little bit here. He's probably still in shock from that, so I think I would be.
Well, it's, this stage of the game, though, Steve, like these players playing this all the time. They play internationals, they play all type of big bowls. Do they get nervous playing shots like this?
Oh, some can and some can't, but it depends on the day, too, as to how you're feeling. So if the bowl's coming out good, if you're feeling confident. Now, what he's thinking here is, do I run this? He's actually looking at whether he draws a shot here or whether he chances his arm and runs either for the bowls or the bare jack. So, for my way of thinking, I think the guy's good enough to draw the shot.
So
the
do
way
I.
he's been playing, but again, it's he's got to play it. It's what he's confident of. Percentage-wise, draw the shot.
Chloe Stewart 17, Karen Murphy 12. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what type of weight he plays here, Steve. That's for sure. But what a great bowl by Corey, though, mate.
Oh, that was a great shot. Well, if he's on the forehand, that would, to me, suggest he's playing weight. Get
Yep.
both bowls or the jack.
Yep. Don't think he can get all three here.
No. Well, no, he is drawing, so the risk is now he's got to be underneath this front one. He's in the area, I'll tell you.
He's not far away, mate.
He was obviously very confident on his forehand to draw the shot.
Oh, he's pulling up.
He is from, hang on.
Oh, there's a bit of smoke blowing there.
What, Bear was...
that's game.
That's game, set, and match.
Mate,
well,
what a great bowl by Corey, mate.
It was a cracker, wasn't it?
What a cracker of a bowl. But what another great game of bowls. He was all set to grab the mat. Yeah.
Well, I think it surprised him how quickly it pulled
up.
Too,
Yeah.
so.
But as we said, a bit of rain coming on the way, mate, and a bit overcast conditions, and
The great thing, you've just witnessed a great game, and by virtue of that result, both of these players will feature in tomorrow's semi-finals as well. So you're going to see more action from these two, who are obviously playing very, very well. So well done, boys. That's fabulous.
Absolutely fantastic game of bowls, mate. And also too, like I was only saying early in the week, Steve, we were saying like what a great field Turles has put together, and we were talking about how you could strengthen this field, and as we all said, there's only one player in the world you can put in here to strengthen the field. That'd be Alex Marshall.
Probably Alex, yeah. Yep,
He'd be the only one. And I know this is the first one in how many years that Curl's missed,
Yeah,
And,
look, he's very comfortable with not playing in it as well. Like when you haven't got your hand in much, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean,
So he's very at ease with it. But look, it's just a fabulous event, and well done to these guys, and we'll look forward to what will be just a sensational finals day tomorrow. 27 degrees forecast.
Mate, you've got to get yourself down to Tweedhead's Bowl Clubs, ladies and gentlemen. They've got wonderful food here. They've got wonderful facilities. They've got poker machines. If you want to have a bit of a gamble, bring the wife down. You can have a few beers and beautiful meals lunchtime. And just a wonderful facility. You can see the restaurants up there. It's a few stories. And just watch this great game of ours. And like tomorrow, you're going to have 8 of the best bowlers in Australia out on the green at once, and we can only give you one game, but there's the facility there. There's a big indoor green up there for those who haven't been here. 4 greens. There's 3 out here at the front. There's 1 around the back. So come on down and enjoy it. And on behalf of the Gold Coast Tweed District Bowling Association, just really love to thank Steve Glasson for his insight.
My pleasure.
And,
Thanks for the opportunity.
mate,
Yeah.
absolutely, mate. It's a pleasure talking to you, and keep up the good work with the Jackaroos. You're doing a great job with them, mate, and
Thank you.
we look forward to following with the results coming down, mate, and looking forward to the Moama and the Trans Nation and everything
Yes.
coming up. It's going to be a wonderful end to our year, mate.
Beautiful.
So, thank you very much,
Thanks,
Steve.
Brian.
Very much
Pleasure.
appreciated,
Thanks, fellas. Well
mate.
done, and continue the great calls and the great production.
Thank you
We'll
very much,
See you
mate.
tomorrow.
Very much so. Thank you very much, Steve. And what great insight there we had from that absolute champion of our game. And doing a great job with the Jackaroos, that's for sure. And he's an absolute pleasure to talk to him. And Bob Denham just going to drop back in board, so we're not closing off yet, ladies and gentlemen, even though it's looking a bit dark. But we're
How
out
good
there.
was that, eh?
Whoa, mate, what a great insight to our great game, eh? You know,
Fantastic.
Yep.
So it's fantastic. We're going to be closing off here, and don't forget, being tuned tomorrow. I think it's 10 o'clock, Robbie, tomorrow, I'm not sure. Roundabout. Let's have a look at the program, then we'll know.
we'll have a look at the program. We'll just tell you what time we're going to go, but ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure bringing you this broadcast the last couple of days. It's been
Yeah, we're going. 9:30 is the semi-finals, and so stay tuned. Just keep looking at us at about from 9 o'clock on. You'll be able to see when we come up. Been a little bit of changes in times just to try and accommodate the weather and other things like that. So we'll just see how we go tomorrow. But we're looking at about 9:30. But be tuned about 9, and we're looking forward to cracker semi-finals, Brian.
yeah, mate. It's going to be, as I said, some of the best bowlers in Australia who are going to be participating in this. And for those people who want to know who's actually made it, if they go to the Tweed Heads Bowls Club Facebook page, Wayne Turley's putting progress scores up, and of course, where us guys sitting, we're sitting up on the balcony.
You can see the blue.
You can see the blue
tablecloth. Or whatever you wanna
tablecloth
call
there
it.
down on the right hand side.
With two white blockers in front, so we can't see out. We can just look at the monitors.
We can just look at the monitors.
Straight under the club sign of Tweed.
And
Tweed Heads Bowls.
there's one thing I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, before we close, that Wayne's got a couple of really good guest commentators tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun and
Yes.
a lot of experience. And just stay tuned. We're not going to tell you who.
Yep.
But on
More surprises coming.
But on behalf of Robbie Allen and Bob Denham and myself, a big thank you. I hope you enjoyed the telecast, and we really look forward to bringing it to you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So go and have a nice glass of red or white, enjoy yourself, and we look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Good night, all.